What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, we have a lot to cover. First things first, my bad on not uploading for 5 days. That's an eternity for me. I really apologize about that, guys. I was trying to make the top 50. I couldn't quite make the top 50. I finished like top 60, so I was going to put a video, unlocking that banner. Hopefully this season I'll be able to get it done. I'm still streaming tons of ranked seasons over on Twitch, twitch.tv/MovieGamingTV. Still going to come out with a video on how to make the World Series. Still going to come out with a video power ranking on the cards. But the reason I delayed the power ranking of all the cards is because we had so many new cards drop today. We also have the new ranked seasons cards. So I will do it for June, and then we're just going to put June away, and we'll come back to the power rankings again in July. So we can at least have a benchmark and look back on and see which of the cards are the best and have that debate down in the comment section below. But there's so many Signature Series cards that I got to cover. I'm going to cover them as quickly as I can so we don't drag this video out to like 30 minutes or something like that. I'm going to do my best to cover this as quickly as possible. The first cards that I'm going to talk about are the two new World Series cards. There's a bunch of cards I got to talk about here. But the first two new ones, quick impressions. The first one is Lefty Grove. Lefty Grove. Unbelievable card. Unbelievable card. I've already sold my Zach Greinke and I've already sold my Justin Verlander, knowing that there was a bunch of cards coming out. I sold them both. Lefty Grove, I might sell him at the start just to see if I can get a profit. I'm like 830-ish around in the World Series or in the CS right now, so I'm about to hit World Series. But I do kind of need him. 125, 94, 109, 88, 99 HR per 9. 95 clutch. He throws over 100 with a curveball, a forkball, a changeup, and a slider. He's got kind of a funky motion. If I don't like the motion, I'll just move on from him and sell him. But at this point in time, his stats are so good that I'm at least going to give him a try. And I like pitching with left-handed pitchers for whatever reason. I really like pitching with them, so I'm probably going to pick Lefty Grove. The other card is Rod Carew, 125, 119. 65, 61, 123 vision. He has a ton of speed. I don't think he has a ton of value at second base. Where this card could be very valuable would be at first base, that secondary position, only if you're wanting to have a really, really fast first baseman. Maybe you're using an all-speed team for whatever reason. I still like to use power more. You could use that in this. Another thing I got to talk to you guys about is they're not playing any gameplay updates for 1.14, that new patch. And I do have some information for you guys about patch 1.13. There was some stuff this week where I was really upset with how the hitting was going. I played a lot of games, and I really wanted them to revert back to the old hitting. It just felt differently. SDS reached out to me. I had a conversation with them. I talked about how everything was going, and what I found out from SDS is that actually they didn't change anything with the power, and they really didn't change that much with the hitting at all. And that, once I heard that from them, it kind of changed my mentality about how I approach the game, because I just felt like there's some kind of placebo effect was lifted. I just was hearing so much negative stuff about 1.13. I started getting into a really negative mentality when I was playing. And I want you guys to know that information, that they really didn't change. This is to say this, and this is a direct question I asked him as well, is, so if we were to revert back from 1.13 to 1.12, there really wouldn't be any difference. It's still the same game, so just keep that in mind. I still think you can get screwed in this game. You can still line out 15 times, but over the course of 100 games, how did everything play out? Were you rewarded? Did you hit a lot of home runs? I like when there is a lot more offense. I like a game that's 10-7 a lot more than a 2-0 game. But just keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. Also, I provided my feedback over playing tons of games. I was playing a ton of games the last 2 days. I've been talking 40-some games, tons of games. I had a bunch of time. I was going for top 50. So I don't know, they're going to look at all that data and make some decisions moving forward from that data. But if you're getting really frustrated with the game, just try to have fun the best you can. That's all I can say. That's what I'm going to personally try to do. And just know that according to them, according to SDS themselves, I have a very good source at SDS. they did not change the hitting nearly enough, and they didn't adjust power at all. So just take that for what it's worth. I wanted to pass on that information to you guys so that you guys have that information from it. Another thing you got to keep in mind is that new event starts tomorrow. We're gonna flip AL and NL. We're gonna hit with AL hitters and pitch with NL pitchers. So keep that in mind for the event. You guys are gonna want to do that to get the Hafner, and you're gonna want to get the 15 wins in the Moonshot event coming up after that, so that you guys can get that Omar Vizquel. It's gonna be good for you guys to be able to sell those. But what they have added to the game is a bunch of new Signature Series cards. We'll get into that in just one moment. We have two. There's a lot to cover in this video. There's also a new Adam Wainwright in the game that you can get for free, a 95 overall card. You just have to do Twin Gaming's moments to get him. He's got not very good H per 9 and K per 9. We're talking like elite level cards this deep into the game. But he does have excellent control. He does have a sinker, a curveball, a cutter, a four seam, and a changeup. He always has like a pretty good motion to use too. I'm thinking about picking him up. Like I said, I'm not sure if I said this because I've recorded this voiceover a couple times, but I already sold my Verlander and my Greinke. I'm moving on from both of those cards at this point in time. Greinke's already gone down drastically. I got out like at the top because I just had an intuition last night. It's like I got to get out of these cards. So the Wainwright is going to be somebody I might consider using in the short term. I'm not. I think this is a pretty good card actually. I just don't really like the low per 9s, but he does have good HR per 9 and BB per 9. It's going to be this is a card that if you're on a no money spent team, go get this card, guys. I'm have a lot of money into my team in a way, and I'm going to go get this card, so consider that. Let's talk about the two BR rewards quickly. These cards are going to be expensive. I think one's definitely better than the other. Actually, they're both pretty damn good. Eric Gagne, 118, 125 clutch. He was an amazing pitcher last year in the game. He's going to be great this year too. Fastball, Vulcan changeup. Curveball, slider, and a splitter. It's a nice pitch selection. 118, 125 is super, super elite. With all that control, this is a hell of a pitcher, actually. This one actually is probably worth, like, if Dibble is going for 200, like, this one actually probably is worth 200, to be honest with you. That's a super, super nice card. The other thing you have to keep in mind, though, is, like, how many relief pitchers are in the game. What can you get by with? That's a nice card in Gagne, though. The other one is Minnie Minoso, which is a very interesting card. 112, 116, 82, 76, 125 vision, 88 fielding with 87 speed. I think the move with this card is to play him if you're going to play him, you can play him on left, but you could also honestly play this card at third base. If you're buying this card for how expensive it's going to be, you probably already have Rogers Hornsby. You probably already have Hornsby, who is a better hitter. But this is a very good third base option. It's just so rare to find a decent hitting player that has 87 speed to play at third base. That is a rare commodity, and he'll still have good fielding. And the arm strength, it doesn't go down switching positions. So that's a pretty dang good third baseman, really. I know his primary is left, but this could be a pretty expensive card. He'll probably be over 200 again, but I don't know. It's a good one. All right, so here's the new thing that's in the game that I really want to cover in this video, and we got a lot of screenshots to go through. So you guys can see the Signature Series Choice Pack. Let me explain how this works. You guys can see it says Rare 1 to 10, Mid 1 to 4, and Base 1 to 1. So when you open up this pack, you're going to get one of those 3 tiers of cards, and there'll be 3 cards inside the pack. You'll either get the Base tier, the Mid tier, or the Rare tier, and those are the odds on how they pop up. So we're going to go through the attributes of all of those cards. All those cards. There's 2 ways to get the pack, too. The first way you can get the pack, the very, very lucky way of getting this pack, is, you know those after-game rewards where it pops up like 8 cards on the screen, you get one of them? There's a voucher that you can get from that. It can pop up on the screen, but it's going to be super, super rare, and you can exchange it. The other way to get this is it's going to be 40,000 stubs in the market. On Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of different opinions about how it's 40K to get one of these packs, which is a lot of stubs. I personally think it's on the low end. That's just my opinion, which is great. I wanted it to be as low as possible. I was actually kind of nervous that it'd be. I would value this pack at probably like 60 to 80K at least. So for them to put it down to 40, I think is really because of the fact that you could only get those. You're more than likely going to get the base cards at the bottom. You're not going to get the rare or the mid. So I think that's why they went with 40K. But I don't know, man. Like, I think it's somewhat fair if you have like all the event headliners packs. The amount of free stubs that you get in the game, I don't know. I think these are a better deal than headliners packs. I'll tell you that much. I'm definitely gonna buy one. I think it's like kind of worth the gamble because you will be able to sell the card back out afterwards. So it'll be interesting to see what some of these cards go for if they go for under 40K. Let's get into all the attributes of all the cards, and we'll start with Russell Martin. I'm going to go through very, very quickly here just because there's so many better catchers in the game right now that the 84, 86, 79, 83, 93 vision, yeah, he's got good defense, but he also and he's got decent speed, but honestly, there's better catches in the game. There's a lot better options that I would use. Even like someone like Jimmy Fox, I would use. Pudge, Yachty, creative player, catcher. I just made a balanced one. I think there's better options than this to use right now. I would not recommend this Russell Martin. This would probably be the cheapest card out of all of them to get if you want to pick one of these up. The next card that we're going to go after is Keith Hernandez. And we're going to take a look at Keith's. Now, Keith's pretty interesting. 114, 110, 70, 69, 117 vision, 84 or 94 fielding, which is extremely, extremely high. Extremely high. 62 speed. This is actually a pretty good card. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? If you can get this card and you have Frank Thomas on your team, I wouldn't platoon him with Frank Thomas. But if you can use him as a pinch hitter versus right-handed pitching, and then also you can put him in. If you get the lead late, let's say you're up 3 runs in the 7th inning, you could plug in Keith Hernandez to play defense for you, and he's still going to hold his own at the plate. But now he's not going to make literally probably going to make 0 errors over there at first base with that high of fielding and the way that first base is. That could be I think this is actually a pretty good card to have on your bench. Like, you definitely pinch hit with him and hit well, and then also he's got elite fielding. So I like that card a lot out of this. I also, it's kind of strange, man. Like, I like more of these base cards than some of the top tier cards. I'll tell you that much. All right, so the next one is Rick Ankiel. Rick Ankiel does not have a lot of control, but what makes Rick Ankiel dynamic, 92, 102 is not bad. Doesn't have a lot of stamina. Does not have a lot of control, which is a problem. Throws a 4-seam, a curveball, a sinker, a slider, and a changeup. But what Rick Ankiel can really do is he can also hit. You guys can see 77 contact versus right, 84 power versus right, 57 contact versus left, and 69 power versus left, 58 vision. So he's kind of got that ability to hit, especially right-handed pitching. So he's kind of that two-way type of player in that Shohei Ohtani mode. Very interesting card. I might try him out. I like the cards that can hit. It was tough to get rid of Greinke just because he could hit, and that does come when people try to intentionally walk to your pitcher, like, it does come into play if they can hit a little bit. Like, you can work with that 58 vision, 77, 84, especially if there's a right-handed pitcher. I think that does help him out a little bit. It's a very, very interesting card. It has like more juice to me than even per se like the Jim Palmer card. Some of these other pitching cards that are just like kind of okay. Like, I'd definitely rather have this card with the hitting over like somebody like CC Sabathia, for instance. So it's a very interesting card. So now we're going to talk about the mid-tier, Granderson, Votto, and George Brett. Granderson, 94, 100, 76, 91, only 79 vision, average fielding across the board, average speed. I don't know, man. There's just better outfielder cards than this. I'm not too wild about him. I'm a big fan of Granderson IRL. Granderson's a really good dude, like off the field, but 94, 100. It's just these attributes. It's kind of like the Russell Martin. It just his attributes don't blow you away. I'm not like too just with the other cards that I already have. Personally, I'm not too high on this one. I'm interested to see what you guys would think about him in the comments, though. The next one we're going to talk about is Joey Votto, 117, 107, 100, 92, 92. Still comes in under Frankie. 53 speed, so he's a little bit faster, and 81 fielding and a left. hit about it. It's not a bad card at all. And Votto always has a good swing. You know, he's got pretty dang good fielding with the 81. That's gonna be solid. And he's also, this is a pretty fast Votto with the 53 speed. This is one of the faster Vottos I've ever seen. To be honest with you, he doesn't have like a great arm or anything, or great reaction. But he's going to be somebody that's going to be very, very dangerous against right-handed pitching. I'd say this one's not bad. Just an interesting card. Maybe if you're away from Frank for quite a bit for some reason. We still haven't really seen anybody be able to come close to taking Frank's crown, which in a way is good because Frank is free. And our last card is George Brett, my dude from the Royals. 123 contact versus right, 104 contact versus left, 85 power, 77 power versus left, 125 vision. This card, he has 69 speed. He loses a little bit of hitting compared to like Wade Boggs, but he is a little bit faster. 68, 69, like, you know, that's not bad speed, honestly. He's pretty quick with that. I'd say it's like mid-tier speed. And he also has, you know, decent fielding. It should be this is a card that you'd almost want to platoon with the 123-85. 125 vision's really nice, though. Out of all three of these cards, him and Votto are definitely better than Granderson, I feel like. He does have a secondary position of first base, though, as well. So I kind of like, I wish he had a little bit more power, but this is a reflection of George Brett, like, at his peak. So I like it as a Royals fan. I feel like I'd rate it too high just as a Royals fan. I'd like it the most out of these three, but I also like the Votto quite a bit. The Votto's really nice. We have three more cards to get to. We have Jansen, we have Ryne Sandberg, and Gary Carter. Jansen, they were saying, in their opinion, is the best reliever in the game. 121, 125, 125 clutch, amazing control, cutters, sliders, sinker, changeup, and a four-seam fastball. Jansen's always been super effective for me. I probably need to get this card. My bullpen is so stacked at this point that it's like, who do I even go after? This card's really, really good, though. This is the right-handed version of Billy Wagner at this point. With all the junk pitches, he's going to be easy to control. This card's going to be really, really difficult to hit. This is definitely the one that you would want out of these. If you get lucky enough to get 1 out of 10, make sure you choose Kenley Jansen out of there. So we have two more. We have Ryne Sandberg, 104, 113, 86, 83, 114 vision, 92 fielding, 80 speed, 93 ceiling, 92 base running aggressiveness. His max overall price, though, will be under Roberto Alomar's. Without questioning me, guys, Roberto Alomar is the best second baseman in the game. He's a must-have in-game second baseman. He's so freaking good in this game. I love Joe Morgan, but Alomar's insane. You got to use him. I would definitely use him over this Ryne Sandberg card. And our last card is Gary Carter. 93, 102, 90, 94, 120 vision, 89 fielding, 90 arm strength, 52. He's not bad at all. He's got a lot of vision and he's got a lot of pop. This is really not a bad card for the catcher position. You could say Pudge has a little less power, but he also has a lot more vision and is a better defender. I'm trying to this probably is like the second best non-creative player catcher in the game. He's very, very good. I think people would use this catcher over Pudge, to be honest with you. Right now, though, I think the creative player at catcher is the move. Putting Cal Ripken at shortstop is the move. So I kind of value the catchers a little bit less. I still use Pudge off my bench to pinch hit versus left, and if I want to pinch run from my cap, I can. And I made a balanced catcher, by the way, like an 89 balanced catcher. This Gary Carter is going to be good. That's a good review of this card. This Gary Carter is going to be a good card. Like, if you want to use him, I don't see a problem with it. So yeah, guys, that's all of the cards reviewed. Remember to play the new event. Roster update is tomorrow. That usually happens in the afternoon, at least over here in Central Time where I'm at in Kansas City. That happens around 3 o'clock. I hope this video wasn't too long. I have no idea how long I've been recording for. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell, because with how much I'm on Twitch, like there's not a guarantee that I upload every day. So if you don't want to miss an upload, make sure you hit that bell. So when the video goes live, you get the little notification on your phone. You can swipe it and go watch it real quickly. Guys, subscribe and drop a like on the video if you guys haven't already. I would really appreciate that as well. Go follow me on Twitch. Go follow me on Twitter. What do you guys think of the new cards? Comment section below. I love when the comment section turns into like a Show Nation type of forum for the game. It's a great place to like discuss the game down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.